Let's take this show on the road. Shit, different day, I be bored out my mind. Hometown, love my place, but while I'm in my prime, gotta go get away, hop a train, cop a flight, and ride. Tonight I gotta break free. My job, those boss be working liners. Clock out at 4, oh no, do not disturb. My boyfriend's cool. I need my girls, the world is ours, so run it up, let's go to a land where we cannot be found. So off the grid, way too little, slow down. No, me and who, when they see me out, booked it cause I'm not waiting around for you. Let's find
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me or what? Hold it back if y'all can hear me. Okay, I got some ones in the chat. I don't know what the hell was going on. But anyway, listen. So I was sitting here minding my business. And what had happened was I was about to go live because I had seen some shit on Layla's podcast that I didn't know. And I was like, wait a minute, what the I did not know all this shit. But then in the meantime, while I'm sitting here making thumbnails and shit, about to come back and talk to y'all, somebody done sent me something from an Arrion Curry post and delete. So I said, oh, well, then we got to talk about this too real quick. Now, see, Deborah, what I was doing was I was, just getting ready for the morning. I did get that spot. You saw a Classic KC? I put it up there so D. Herford could tell me, because she was asking me, was it some kind of spotter? And I'm like, girl, I don't know these difference between these things. So I don't know if she could tell what kind it was, but I had that piece of paper, that same piece of paper I told you I was going to get it with. I got that bitch. Start crawling across the wall. I said, got him. And he had to go. Mm-hmm. Yep. She dropped plenty of receipts, Kim Jones. You with me? Okay, so you with me. So, y'all, we gonna go ahead and get the bum out the way, the bum biscuit. Because, yes, lady for the JB Spotter did. Gone. Unalive. Peace. Rest in peace in the spot of heaven, if there is one. Had to get the fuck up out of here, though. I know that. Had to get up out of here. Now, I don't give a fuck where it was going at, but it had to get up out of here. That's all I'm saying. I told you I don't do no bugs and shit. I was looking for that thing hard. Y'all thought shit, I was looking hard when I was on that live. I ain't playing with y'all. I said, that thing got to go. Oh, no, it wasn't that big. It wasn't that big, D. It wasn't that big. Shit. Well, I didn't know what the wolf spot looked like. I guess I'm going to have to look his ass up. Shit, now you got me worried about the spot. Anyway, let's get the dirty biscuit out the way first. The bird is the word. The bird is the word. Because I don't really care a damn. Okay? So, listen. I'm over here minding my business, getting ready to come and talk to y'all about Layla, because Layla had a classy ass comeback. Now we're gonna do a part 1 and a part 2 for Layla, but I had to come tonight because I was learning shit from Layla that, listen, you know what? We're gonna do Layla first, matter of fact. We're gonna do Layla first. Because baby, I ain't know that. Listen, Layla schooled my ass tonight. Now I don't know about y'all, but Layla told me some shit that I did not know tonight. Now, the thing is only 28 minutes, and I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Just for the sake of us getting through this tonight, because I couldn't even lay down. I wasn't going to be able to lay down hearing some of the shit that I heard from Layla tonight. Y'all, I did not know Layla gave this girl this much support. I did not know that. This is really sad, in my opinion. Just in my opinion. I don't know about y'all's. But let's go ahead and get on into it. Here we go. Remember, I had to speed it up. And I might got put some...
I didn't support her and I didn't pass the torch because of my jealousy and envy over her accomplishments in boxing. She says that I disrespected her, and I started talking about knocking her out simply because I was bitter that she's outdone me. I've seen a lot of the comments. Many of you have good discernment and understand what's really going on here, while others have believed her lies over the years or have formed an opinion without having all the facts. Now, originally, I wasn't even going to give this my time or attention because I really don't engage with people who thrive off of negativity, drama, and buffoonery. But I'm not about to let someone with bad character continue running freely, dragging my name without accountability.
That's not going to happen.
Come on now.
Wait a minute. That lady says she not about to let somebody with bad character. Maybe sleeping with somebody's husband might be bad character. But anyway, let's keep going.
Laila Ali is just Muhammad Ali's daughter. And
no, come on, we ain't gonna do that.
No, that is right.
Come on, leave us alone, Joe.
And Wolf would have knocked Laila Ali out. You know, she would have knocked Layla so pretty ass out.
So this right here is the consequence. Now, I have been busy working on other projects that required all of my time and focus, which is why I'm just now saying something. But honey, I have made the time to address this. So today, the bad guy ain't getting away. Now let's hit rewind because we really need to see what's happened over the years, what got us here. Now I'm about to do the whole he say, she say thing. So let me show you some receipts. I first met her in 2012 when she was invited on stage to stand next to me when I gave my father his Liberty Medal. At some point, she reached out, started asking me for advice, wanted to know if she should go to the Olympics a second time or go pro. She would also call me and...
Did y'all hear what this lady said? She was asked to bring her on stage when she gave her own very own father the Liberty Medal. She brought this girl on stage with her to award her own daddy a medal. Let's keep going, though. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Let me know when she was fighting. Now, at the time, I was one of the hosts of We Need to Talk, an all-female sports commentary show that still airs on CBS. I asked the producers if we could do a story on her. They agreed. So I got on a plane, flew to Colorado, and did a full sit-down interview with her. Now, this is just a shortened version of the 6-minute piece that aired on CBS in 2016. 21-year-old Clarissa Shields is as confident as her right hand is powerful. Soon, Clarissa will be heading to Rio for the Olympics to try and do something that has never been done before. I sat down to talk with her about changing history and being a positive spark for her hometown. You should have heard the story by now. The one about a kid from Flint, Michigan, who has gone toe-to-toe with adversity and stands undefeated.
But I'll always go back to Flint and help.
I know that when I was fighting, any of my struggles that I had to overcome or anything that I was upset about, whether it be something personal or something going on in the world, I would use that anger, and take it into the ring with me and channel that energy into the ring. Have you ever done that?
I did that a lot. I was going through stuff back at home, but I would have a boxing match and I would take out everything I was going through on the girl, and that kind of helped me because after I boxed, that was my ultimate high, and I felt like my life was perfect for at least 2 weeks. So
Clarissa's father, a former underground fighter, was passionate about boxing.
he went on to tell me that Muhammad Ali's daughter, Layla, took after him. And he's like, and my dad, he says it to this day, Layla's a bad girl. He says all the time. He said, nobody in our family took up boxing. I thought when he told me that, he was telling me to take after him.
Clarissa beat the odds to...
Is y'all listening to what I'm listening to? That's all I want to know. This looked like a lady, number one, who invited you, who went to her people where she was working at and said, hey, I want to interview this kid. I want to interview her. I want to bring her on the show. This is what Layla said to these people. Then flew out there, like she said, to Colorado so that she could interview this girl. Okay? I'm just making sure we all on the same page.
Win gold in 2012. When the Olympics start in August, she'll try to be the first American boxer to win back-to-back gold medals. Everybody's going to be fighting you harder. Everybody's going to be trying to elevate their game. They're going to be running harder. They're going to be training harder. They're going to be dreaming about beating you. How are you preparing for that mentally and physically?
Honestly, I learned how to beat every fighting style. Tall girls, short girls, girls my size. But I'm like, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty great, I don't know. You're supposed to
feel that way about yourself. Like you wouldn't have been able to get to the level if you didn't feel that way about yourself.
Yes.
I don't know about you ladies, but I have absolutely no doubt that Clarissa is going to win gold again in the Olympics. Women's boxing wasn't even in the Olympics when I was boxing, so I'm like, do it for us, because she's in the weight class I would have been in. So I'm like, go get it, girl, go get it. There's a lot of women who...
Did y'all see that? That lady was happy for her, genuinely. Do it for us, girl. Go get it. Because when I was boxing, they didn't have this. And now you got the opportunity to go get it for us. For us. I just want to make sure y'all hearing what I'm hearing. Seeing what I'm seeing.
Been training for a long time, and nobody knows who they are. So the Olympics just really gives them a platform and something to strive towards. I didn't even fight amateur because I was like, I can't go to the Olympics. Why should I do that? I want to be in control of my career. But it's so great to see these young girls coming up. We got 9-year-olds now and 10-year-olds, and they're inspired by people like Clarissa. Now, as you can see, I was genuinely rooting for her. I gave her praise. I gave her a spotlight. When she asked for advice, I gave her valuable branding advice and boxing advice so she could have long-term success in and outside of the ring. I told her about the challenges that I faced fighting at 168, where there was limited competition, and I suggested that if she decided to turn pro, she should consider going down in weight somewhere around 148, where she would have more competitive challenges. I told her she should hire a nutritionist, trim off that excess body fat, and get into elite next level shape. I pointed her in the right direction, and I had high hopes for her. Whether she decided to turn pro or not, I felt like her future was bright if she played her cards right. But of course, at the time, I was not aware of her.
Child, listen. Lila was out here giving this lady all types of advice. Lots more lies say, yep, Clarissa is a great fighter, but she's trying to get attention the wrong way. Audrey Clark said Clarissa's hair looked a mess, like something been chewing through it. Oh, not something been chewing through it. Let's keep going because Layla said she wasn't aware that Clarissa had another side.
Divisive, vindictive, and malicious nature. And I know those are strong words, but they actually fit. This girl has created a pattern. To turn pro or not, I felt like her future was bright if she played her cards right. But of course, at the time, I was not aware of her divisive, vindictive, and malicious nature. And I know those are strong words, but they actually fit. This girl has created a pattern. It's been directed towards many people time and time again. Now, before we started our interview in Colorado, she said to me, "You're the name people say when it comes to women's boxing. You're the face they know. I want that to be me." Now, looking back after everything that's unfolded, it seems pretty calculated now. Like she was.
So Clarissa told her she wanted to be the face of women's boxing. She wanted to take that away from Layla, sorry. She wanted to take that away. She wanted that for herself.
Waiting for the right moment, the right excuse to finally do what she already made up her mind to do. I mean, that's how it feels now. She told me she saw me as the face of women's boxing, and she told me that she wanted my spot. And she's been on a mission to ruin my reputation ever since, simply because she heard me make a comment that was not about her and she took it personal. Fast forward to 2018, I was promoting my cookbook, Food for Life, and went on The Breakfast Club, a national show with millions of listeners. I did a 36-minute interview, and when the topic of boxing came up, I actually mentioned her and made positive comments. Then much later into the interview, I was asked about the possibility of a comeback.
You ever get back in training just for fun? You still train?
I stay training.
Got you.
Yeah, I got a little baby six-pack right now. Okay. Yeah. No, I have a heavy bag hanging in my... I just turned 40.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
No.
I know. I just turned 40. I can't believe it either. Because I think of my healthy lifestyle, the fact that I train all the time, I can pretty much do anything I wanted to. Well, I don't think there's anyone there for me right now that would actually give me a good challenge.
How do you and your husband argue? Because he can't, usually you can say something slick, but with you can't say that slickness. You was on the Food Network Chopped.
Yes.
And you won.
I did a couple times.
So what brings you more joy, winning in the ring or winning in the kitchen?
I just like to win, period. Definitely boxing is my first love, and cooking is something that I'm super passionate about.
Gotcha.
It'll be a part of my life forever. I'm not somebody who sits back and complains about things. I think everything happens in due time. You got Clarissa Shields now, who's an Olympic champion. She's a young black girl, came out of Flint, Michigan, lived a hard life, went through a lot. She went to the Olympics, won twice. Women's boxing wasn't in the Olympics when I fought. She actually fights at the weight class I fought in, and she's doing great. Women's boxing is getting some good attention. Now remember, at the time, we were on good terms.
Now, y'all heard that? This lady big up this girl. She big up this girl on The Breakfast Club while she was on. She didn't have to do that. She did not have to do that, but she did it.
Was reaching out to me and referring to me as Big Sis, but this was her response.
I watched the Breakfast Club video with Laila Ali. I have so much respect for her, and I like her. I actually call her my big sis, but it was so many shots thrown. Like, if I really paid attention, her saying, "Oh, there's not nobody good enough at 168 my weight class that could give her a challenge when I'm the number one in my weight class." And I'm just like, nah. And I just feel like she gave props where it's due, but she also spoke on how what I'm doing for women's boxing is great, but it's not great enough for her. When it's like we got two different goals and sets in life. Me winning 2 Olympic gold medals is just the beginning. Even when she was boxing, she never fought on Showtime, HBO. I fought the main event on Showtime. I don't know how many times now. Fastest woman to win a world title. I did it in 4 fights. And yeah, you can say, oh, the competition isn't there, and this girl wasn't that. But like I did it up in 4 fights, and the girl that Laila Ali fought wasn't that great either. I mean, like, I'm the best female boxer that I've ever seen, and if Laila Ali wants to come back, we can rumble, we can go. This is not like, oh, I'm gonna step away. Like I respect her and everything, but you're not gonna come back and beat me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this can happen. I just don't like the disrespect, and this is my last video too about this. I never used her name to try to be like, try to call her out of retirement. It's basically like she's talking about she can my retirement. She just gonna beat me if she decided to.
Now, of course, I didn't respond to this, but I noted it. For someone who hardly had any experience as a professional boxer and was supposedly looking up to me, for her to think that I would even call her name in a conversation about me fighting or making a comeback was silly to me, especially since I had literally told her that I retired from boxing because I didn't feel inspired or challenged anymore by the level of competition that was available to me. We had that talk. So I learned a lot about her character and her mindset. She took what I said out of context and made it all about her. I decided I was no longer going to invest time or energy into her. But she, on the other hand, she took it straight to social media, started comparing her boxing skills to mine, making negative comments about me, and pitting herself against me in a fight. A year later, I was doing press for my show Homemade Simple on OWN, so I went on Sway Universe, another syndicated national show with millions of listeners. We were talking, he asked me about boxing, he asked me about her, I said positive comments as usual, then he plays one of her visits.
Are you watching women's boxing today?
Oh, yeah.
You like Clarissa?
I do. I think that she's a talented fighter, and she has the opportunity right now. The stage is set, so now she just has to kind of do her thing.
Talk about Homemade Simple, airing Saturdays 9 a.m. on the OWN network. Okay, it's an incredible show. I had Clarissa here, right? I asked her who does she think would win and you against you in your prime and her now. And this is what she said.
She's not good like me. She don't take the challenges. Like, she didn't fight against Ann Wolf. I fight against the best and beat the best. And if Laila Ali was to come out of retirement, I beat her too.
That's not anything I haven't heard before. First of all, she's supposed to feel like she's the greatest.
Absolutely.
Just because you think you are doesn't mean you are.
Okay.
I like to support and uplift people, and I think that on your way up, just do your best not to disparage those that have come before you. First of all, she could never beat me. Let me just get that straight right now.
Get that straight, Laila?
Let's get that straight right now. And not simply because she's not strong enough, okay, because I would definitely knock her out, but because she's not talented enough to beat me. The sweet science to boxing, the reason why you have not been able to knock out the opponents that you've already faced, I can totally see it. Why? But maybe if you would have been a little more respectful, and I'm not talking about thinking you can beat me and call it that, do all that. I'm talking about just trying to, she didn't do this, she didn't do that. I don't respect her as a boxer. I only respect her as a businesswoman. I've heard her say that before. I was always there for her because she's a young black girl from Flint, Michigan.
Yeah,
and I want to help uplift her because that's the Ali way. I am successful in so many areas outside of boxing. Boxing is not what defines me. There's always going to be another girl. But I tell you what, when I offered her to spar me, that definitely was a check right there to see. Let me see what kind of heart she has. You should come whoop me just for bragging rights. And she didn't take me up on that offer. I said, okay. And let's put this in context. I'm only talking about this because you're asking me. She's done a ton of interviews since then, and she's always saying I disrespected her.
Hey, so Laila asked her to spar and she ain't do it. Wait a minute, not Butterfly said, SM Butterfly said that hard life shows up on her face. Y'all is terrible. That hard life shows up real strong on Clarissa's face. She might need to consider embracing the soft girl. I am not fucking with y'all. Chill.
Now you've seen what she's been referring to. So she felt justified to go on a tirade. Of course, she's twisted the story over the years and taken my comments out of context. Now, according to her, I just started talking about knocking her out just out of jealousy. Now you've seen what I said, what she said, how this started, and you can see she pitted herself against me in a fight. Now, I know some of this younger generation may not be familiar with me, but I've never been one to just talk about things I can't do. When I said that I would knock her out back in 2019, it wasn't any different than what I've said to anyone who's challenged me in the past. You can go back and look at tape on me. That was not just talk for me. It's what I did. TKO, KO, it didn't matter. I was going to stop you. It wasn't going to a decision. And if you didn't belong in there with me, I was going to get you out of there. That's just facts. That's not disrespect. That's boxing talk. Back then in 2020, I did get to a point where I was ready to get back in the ring and show her why, even though she is talented. I said it back then and I'm saying it now, but she can never outbox me. High-level promoters did reach out to me directly, and we had some serious conversations about me making a comeback. Now, of course, she was never even involved in any of those discussions. Then COVID happened. You know how that was, and it all went away, and I left it alone. Now, here is just a small glimpse of the narrative that she's been building over the years.
But I feel like Laila Ali has always been kind of envious of me. I'm just so accomplished in women's boxing, and she never got that due diligence and that respect. So to see me getting it kind of pisses her off. So you look at who she fought. Her biggest test was freaking Vonda Ward and Christy Martin, and Christy Martin weighed in at 140 pounds, and Laila Ali was 160. Like, how are you making matches like that? So Laila Ali is a hater. That's it. Nothing but her being a hater and her being, envious of my success and what I've done for women's boxing. And she feels like she deserves that credit because everybody kind of give it to me now. Like, and I think that she's like, but I'm Ali's daughter, and I boxed before her, and I'm 24-0, 21 knockouts, and she kind of, want people to keep acknowledging her. She's retired.
She's retired.
And
she's
been retired for
probably
a long time. 43. I hate when somebody else try to take somebody else's shine, somebody else's attention. It's like, she's, nobody was trying to take her attention when it was her time. Undisputed champion. She's never been undisputed. And people are comparing me to her, and she gets offended. When it was like, to me, I thought it was a good comparison because I feel like I box way better than her. And for them to be saying that me and her are equal or whatever, she should have been happy because of that, because they're giving her more props on her skills, which I feel like she didn't really have that much. But, whatever. Yeah, we had Laila Ali. Respect. But she can't do for women's boxing what I'm doing. I'm gonna be different because I'm gonna get my blessing, or I'm gonna let a girl take her blessing. And what that means, I'm gonna fight the girls coming up, and if they beat me, now they're the best. That's how you do it. My advice, Laila, is you will look a lot better, and people will stop calling you a hater and calling you jealous and old and bitter. If you actually stop hating, bro, you will look better if you was to support the black girl from Flint who made it out the trenches to where she at now. You will look a lot better. She wants to try to make it still seem like she's somewhat relevant in women's boxing. People give her props about how she built up women's boxing, and I just don't feel the same way. What really did you do for women's boxing? Like, you let it die. You let it die for 20 years, and then I had to come and put in all the extra work to get it to where it is now. I think that wasn't fair, and I don't think that she was as big as a pioneer in women's boxing as you think she was. Because I would never do that. I would pass the torch.
There are hundreds and hundreds of women who have participated in the sport of boxing over the years. They have all made a contribution in their own way. We don't need to argue over who's done more. That destructive crab in a barrel mentality is exactly what we don't need in the sport. Here she is on a recent podcast explaining how she's passing the torch and that she has created a blueprint for success, which she is now sharing with other female fighters. She says that the number one thing they need to know is how to build their brand.
I actually promote a woman fighter, and I'm giving her all the jewels and stuff that I know, so she can get her big paydays too. It's a blueprint now on how you make $1 million, even if you don't have the gold medals. The biggest blueprint is build your brand.
Oh, she must have forgot years ago she recorded this and said that I gave her the piece of advice that she is now referring to as the most valuable piece of information that you need to be successful. But supposedly I didn't support her and I didn't want to pass the torch.
Laila Ali told me to build my brand, a good brand, and a brand that I want to represent and stand for, and she said have good people behind me who I trust.
So this whole idea that she started about me being jealous because of her accolades and her surpassing me, do you realize that for years, fans have believed that there's so many fighters that are better than me? I mean, they have more titles than me, multi-million-dollar fights are happening, more money than I ever made, more money than she's making. So I guess if I'm supposedly jealous of her, I must be hating on them too, right? Nope, I actually celebrate other women's success. I have relationships with those women. We have mutual respect. It's all love. She's the only one who decided to make herself my opposition. And she has created this drama and she's kept it going for the past 8 years. People came to know her because she kept calling out my name. She's obsessed with me and she literally cannot keep the name Laila Ali out of her mouth. There are people who will say, she's confident, she talks trash. That's what fighters do. Yes, fighters talk. Nobody did it better than my father and me, and we backed it up. I've never had a problem with a fighter saying they could beat me or that they think they're better than me. That's expected. I don't consider that disrespect. But what I do have a problem with is a liar or someone who intentionally tries to disparage me in order to gain visibility and respect. As I mentioned in my interview on Sway, about 8 years ago, I offered her sparring during one of our phone conversations. I was like 40, 41. It was just to give her some work. Well, she changed that subject and never took up on the sparring. So when I mentioned it on Sway, there was a lot of comments from the public because people were surprised that she wouldn't have taken that opportunity. Now, can you imagine if she and I were to get in the ring and spar back then? You know, there would have been camera phones, it would have been recorded. She would have proof of what she could do and vice versa. So I guess after the feedback and comments that she saw, she felt the need to take it to social media and put out an excuse.
Tell Sway that if I was so tough that I would aspire her for brownie points. I am a 2-time Olympic champ. Only thing that matters to me is what happened outside practice. She talking about practice. Take the L out. She talking about practice. I don't care about sparring nobody. I'll get in there and spar and work with anybody. All I care about is fighting. But like I said, she don't really care about women's boxing.
So that was her response. Why sparring? It doesn't mean anything. But many years later, she comes up with a whole new story.
And the thing is, she keeps saying, one time she asked me to spar. Let me tell you this. Jason Crutchfield was my eyes and my ears back then because I was naive. I don't pay attention and stuff. Jason had already told me back then she feels some type of way. Coming in, gold medals and doing your thing, he like, she feels some type of way. But she's still embracing you though. And I said, okay, whatever. But I had mad love for her though. So it was like, the closest thing to Muhammad Ali is Laila Ali. So I love this girl. You know what I'm saying? And look at her, took her advice and everything. He said, when we going down here, because she had appointed me to give Muhammad Ali the Liberty Medal in Philadelphia. Now that when she asked me to spar, I said, you want to spar me? And that's when it was more of like a, dang, I hate that coach was right about you. I'm like, okay, well, we can spar when you want to spar. I got my stuff in the car. She's like, no, it ain't like that. I'm more about, let's not talk about it, let's be about it.
Now, you know that was a flat out lie. We know that if that were true, she would have said it years ago when it first was mentioned that she wouldn't spar me. Right. There is absolutely no way she would have passed up the chance to tell everyone that she called my bluff and I backed down. Now, can you imagine if she and I were to get in the ring and spar back then? You know, there would have been camera phones, it would have been recorded. She would have proof of what she could do and vice versa. I did an interview with Andre for his podcast too before I had a chance to see her episode. And if you go watch her interview, everything's I think this, somebody told me that, no facts. I need you to understand how deep this goes with this girl. Now I know she's on a constant search for validation. She needs to feel important and it's obvious she's fixated on me. But watch how she sits on the Breakfast Club, the same show she saw me on back in 2018 when I said I wasn't making a comeback. She goes on in 2020 after dragging my name for years and acts like she has no idea why I no longer support her or want anything to do with her. Now she knows the Breakfast Club is a national show with millions of listeners, so she's careful not to say anything negative about me because that wouldn't fit the story she's trying to sell. Instead, she plays it safe so she can position herself as the victim.
Do I want to fight a 41 or 40-year-old Laila Ali? No. I want to actually her embrace me. I embrace her, and we build women's boxing to the place where it's supposed to be at. But I don't think she sees that vision. Like she doesn't show me any kind of support. Like I see her all the time comment on this other boxer girl page, Katie Taylor, and always telling her congrats and everything. But then with me, it's like she don't show any kind of respect or acknowledgement. And I'm a black girl just like she is, who came apart, and I have to been making my way forever. Like I made my own way. I wasn't handed anything. Just about supporting each other, you know what I'm saying? But
I wonder why she wouldn't though. Like, did you say something about her back in the day?
I just think that in boxing, she feel like she never got her fair share. I feel like she never got to the point where she wanted to get to. And people recognize Laila Ali, but they always try to say like, oh, she only was big because of her dad, and they don't really give her props on her skills. I'm not one of those people. And then some people say that she didn't fight Ann Wolf, but me being a woman fighter, now I realize that it's hard to make big fights with other big women. It really is. So think about it. Back then, when it wasn't a lot of money, wasn't TV exposure, I kind of can see why her and Ann Wolf didn't fight. But people's story is that she was scared of Ann Wolf, and Ann Wolf would have knocked her out. And that's their story.
3 months later, she takes her mask off and she's back to her usual story.
Well, Ann Wolf, you were a better fighter than her. And I believe that that's where this whole beef started from. That, you know, I spoke on that. She hates whenever your name gets mentioned. She still to this day mentions your name. Say how you were scared of her, how you didn't want to fight her. And I don't believe that for 1 second. And she may have a bigger name, but that's because women's boxing wasn't supported how we are now. If Laila Ali came up in this generation, she would not be known. Nobody would know of her. I know for a fact you would have put Laila Ali ass to sleep. So just because you can do it, you know, you didn't have the opportunity because, you know, she didn't want to sign a paper to fight you, I'm letting you know now, I'm going to kick her ass for the both of us. Yeah, we all know Layla Dudley and Wolf. You know that. We don't gotta. She know that. Everybody know that. It's literally written, I think, somewhere.
Now, I've seen this before with Ann Wolf, another fighter who used the same playbook. Both of these women have a lot in common in terms of the way they've been able to get visibility for themselves by using my name and making up lies. Since I'm in the season of pulling skirts, I'm gonna go ahead and pull hers too. And I'm gonna do another video on her next. That lie that I would not fight her has been told so many times as if it's a true fact. So I'll be gathering my receipts on her too, since she wants to start talking again. This one is so detached and delusional that she actually praises my father while trying to trash his daughter.
Yeah, we had Laila Ali, but she can't do for women's boxing what I'm doing. I kind of feel like God wants me to be like the next Muhammad Ali. I kind of feel like God wants me to be like the next Muhammad Ali. I think it's Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, me. That's it. Learn from Muhammad Ali. If you don't validate yourself first, nobody else ever will. You know, she wants to be like in the public and keep her name tied to mine because I'm young and popping. Right now, it's my time. And she wants to keep her name connected to mine. Listen, Muhammad Ali would never. Her daddy would never. Her daddy would never. Maybe she don't have that in her genes.
Now, what father would embrace someone like her or want to be associated with someone like her while she's trying to tear down his very own child? My father was the greatest of all time because not only did he have a beautiful, one-of-a-kind style in the ring, he was also a remarkable individual outside of it. He used his platform to uplift and inspire people. He carried himself with integrity, kindness, and grace. He was someone our community could be proud of, and he represented us well. You know what my father would say? She's a generic wannabe. My father would not want to share his name or image with her. She does not represent anything about him in the ring or outside the ring. Now, many of us, including myself, had high hopes for her. I supported her. I sent her off in the right direction, but she has become a disappointment. She is a horrible representation of both the sport and our culture.
Beneficial. Fuck if they win again. You don't need some bitches with you. Her man ain't got no balls, so you know he's big little. Not them fake hoes, do it for the real women. I ain't fuck this nigga 2 years still bitching. Girls who think they just so pretty and just because they born light skin that they just all that. That they can come up with shit talking shit. I look better than you. I look better than you, so you can get off my shit. Light skin, red bone. Yeah, get your funny looking ass out of here. I don't play with these hoes.
You have a clear picture of what our relationship was and what exactly happened in the past that led to today. Now, do you believe I'm jealous of her accomplishments? So in part 2, I'm going to discuss that $15 million offer and finally answer the question everyone wants to know. Will I be coming back to boxing to get that knockout? If you want to know when part 2 drops, turn on your notifications.
Oh, wow. Well, I learned a lot. I don't know about y'all, but I learned a lot. And the main thing I learned is Clarissa talks too fucking much, and she don't never shut the fuck up. That's what I learned. Now let's move on, because I got to go to bed and y'all got to do this for the night. Okay, so one of y'all lovely people was over there on the Instagram, I guess. And baby, the girl done put up a post and delete. Your girl Arrion Curry done put up a post and delete. Okay, so let's talk about it. Layla ate her the fuck down with receipts, said black women in the building. Marietta said that was a fucking mouthful. Lasmola said I would not come out of retirement unless I'm going for 30 mil, guaranteed. Okay, Audrey Clark said Pat Poo's got Clarissa out here looking crazy. Okay. Wait a minute. Lovely 0922 said these comments taking her out. G Tina says, what now? Clarissa going to lose her career if she don't stop. MLC says, the funny thing, I never heard of Clarissa until she started dating Pat. You mean till she started fucking that lady husband? I'm with you. I mean, I did hear of it because my husband, he all in the box. Okay, y'all, look, let's get into the text. This is what the girl that posted and deleted. It's from Martell Hope, though. This is from Martell's text. It says, y'all been using me as a storyline for 6 years now. Made millions. I swear I'm done. I don't give a fuck about Marceau lied and said about me on that reunion today. That shit better be edited out. Okay? She said that shit better be edited out. He was in the back of black on his hands and knees having a threesome, asking 2 girls to lick his ass. Stop playing with me. I'm trying to move forward in life. Now, this is the text that she posted. Then she says, real time. I really went easy on these lame clowns, but enough is enough. I don't speak on these stupid people. I'm trying to move forward in life. Even when people get on live, I don't clap back. For what? Only make the blogs discussing me or paying for an ad. Well, you ain't never lied because motherfuckers making a lot of money off of you, Arrion Curry, and you ain't making none of your goddamn self. You big ass dummy. Anyway, she done posted Martell's text, older text, and now in real time, she ain't gonna let the folks make money. But dumbass, we been making money all this time. So you told another lie. She over there mad because Marceau done went at her ass at the reunion today. That's what she mad about. He done probably called her another fucking shareable side chick. Well, girl, if you wasn't out here passing your pussy out of both draw legs to all the men down in Huntsville, they wouldn't be able to call you a shareable side chick. And that's probably what he called your ass. And sorry, not sorry. He probably asking Martell how the fuck he talk about marrying you and getting you a ring when the rest of them done already slapped it up, flipped it, and rubbed it down, alleged the fucking leak. Okay? Okay? So go lay your ass down. You already knew what it was. Sound like them men that already had you before Martell, and they just trying to give Martell a little bit of advice. Right? That's all I'm saying. Fucking shareable side chick. But she's still trying to get on that show. It's Kim Jones. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. She mad Marceau down there talking about her, and she still ain't on the motherfucking stage. You still commenting from what the fuck Martell told you. You ain't been there yet. They done put your dumb, dusty ass in front of a camera, and you still ain't made it to the motherfucking network yet. Only on that motherfucking call that you needed a DNA test hole because that man was trying to say you might have been out here fucking and sucking somebody else. It's late night round this bitch. Yeah. Only way you made it to the show was on a motherfucking phone call talking about you need the motherfucking DNA test because he wasn't sure who baby might have been up in you. Yeah. And you thought that shit was cute. Your dumb ass gonna get on the phone right along with it. Stupid ass. Now, Marceau down there talk about you at the motherfucking reunion that you can't even go to. Girl, you must be feeling dumb as fuck. I guess that's why she had to post and delete. Because she thought about that shit. God damn, I'm posting again about this motherfucking reunion that I can't go to. How dumb you must feel. How dumb you must be to my real time. Real time. This what this whole wrote. Real time. Y'all see it? Real time. I really went easy on these lame clowns. As if this hoe not lame her motherfucking self. Arrion is the biggest lame of all of them. You've been 12 years a motherfucking slave to this nigga, sucking and fucking him when he tell you to. If you don't get the fuck out of here, girl, you just who they say you is. Slow to fucking go. You was licking the windows on the motherfucking little yellow buses when they came to pick you up. I'm out of here. Listen here. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to take my ass to bed. No one understand that hoe still slow to go. I see y'all in the morning. Good night.
When I go with confidence, when I go with roll like hips and take a sip on it, take a trip on it. When I go